What is going on, guys? It is M123Q45 here today from GreenLungs Custom Zombies. Here today bringing you a Radiant tutorial after I show you that I'm on UGX, zombie modding, and custom COD as well. All under the same name except zombie modding, which my account got hacked on. So yeah. First thing you want to do is open up your launcher and click Radient. It will bring you up a question that says, would you try and find the COD project file? Find it, it's somewhere in there. But yeah, after you find it, it should look like this, probably with a texture window open and textures that are actually there. But yeah, so let's get to it. In order to make a mesh, what you want to do is go into 2D view and click and drag it. So I will zoom out so you can see and change the texture so it doesn't look like crap. Alright, as you can see, I made a box easily just by clicking and dragging. Alright, so if you want to delete something, you just highlight over it or click it. And by selecting to select an object, you you shift, left click, and press backspace. Delete will not work since it's bind to zoom in on your keyboard. It's also bind to insert is also bind to zoom out. Alrighty. To select one specific side of an object, you just hit Shift, Control, and click the side. You must continuously hold it, and we'll give it this creepy painting face. Yeah, as you can see, it kind of looks messed up because, well, who would have a painting that's like in 4 parts? So let's fix it. We'll select the side, click S to bring up the surface inspector, and we'll send it to set. Set basically stretches the image to fit it. This image does have an invisible background, just to tell you. Most of the time your images don't. But yeah. We'll change it to one of Hitler. I think it's Hitler. Or some random soldier. Because that one's less creepy. It takes up more. Alrighty. To copy an object, you just click on it and press space. As you can see, it's an exact copy all the way down to the texture and the underside. Yeah. Alright. When you want to change your grid, which is the checkerboard thing in the background, you go grid, and you can change it. The smaller it is, the smaller the boxes are. The bigger it is, the bigger the boxes are. Alright. It is recommended you have snap to grid on, but you can go freehand. It's okay. Snap to grid basically makes it so it'll automatically go on the grid. If you do not have it checked, you will be able to freehand it. This is good for detailing and only detailing, when the smallest grid would not work. So yeah, let's put our grid back on. Alright, the recommended grid size is 8 or 4 for editing. Let's show you something in the preferences. Press P or go edit preferences, and we'll show you what some of these preferences are. Your visual / rendering the first thing will allow you to change your layout between the layout we currently have, a layout that does not work and was not included when they gave us this, and then a windowed layout. I prefer the default layout because I'm used to it. Nothing else here we should really change, and yeah. Here you can change your camera speed from slow to fast. This is the default. Okay, and now One thing that is optional but helpful is manipulator handles, which basically gives you arrows that will help you slide them. And here you can also turn on textures in the 2D view. And see the creepy faces. I will turn them off since they annoy me because I am not used to it. GreenLungs likes it, I do not, because unlike GreenLungs, my maps actually have a whole lot of stuff in it. No offense to him. But yeah, our relationship is love-hate in a non-gay way. But yeah, alright. So, let's show you some more stuff in the edit. Here you can copy, paste, and delete a object. Copy it will normally copy, Control C, Control V. Another way to copy is pressing space. So, yeah, I already showed this, but yeah. Then we'll show you Control C, Control V, but you gotta deselect your object before you hit Control V. And voila. Now I have 4 paintings of a creepy dude. Yeah. That's something I should be proud of. Alright, but here you can undo what you just did. And here you can also redo. Control Z is the undo. Control Y is the redo. You can check your map info by pressing M or go and edit map info. And this will tell you the number of brushes, prefabs, and how much in all. This will also tell you how many curves, how many prefab curves, and how many in all, and so on. Here, this is helpful when you're seeing if you're gonna achieve the limit, which is high but is possible to achieve. Alright. Another thing you can do is change the entity info, which is a way to go through entities, but it's very inefficient, so most of the time you should not mess with it. Another thing you can do is change the sun info. Maybe. Hopefully. I think I need a sun. So to create something, you right click in the 2D view, and since we want a sun, we'll create it. Alright, as you can see, nothing spawned because it's a sun. Now let's click sun info, and here we can change the pitch and the yawn. I'm sorry, I do not know what both do because I do not usually have a sun in my map. Alrighty. I'll show you enter prefab and leave prefab when I start doing prefabs and showing you that. So we'll move on to view. By the way, file is the typical new map. Open, save as, and save what's selected. Also, you can create a new project and set startup project and change your project settings. These 3 items are basically useless since most people don't make more than one map for a project. So yeah. Here's point file and error file. The point file I have never really used because it's nothing. And the error file will tell you all the errors that have worked in your map. Here's your recent maps, and then here's an exit button which will close Radient. Also, there are 2 hidden windows on the thing. Your x-axis window, and then there is a console window. The console window tells you what's happening. So, say I select this, move it, it changed, move it back, it updated. We'll close that or slide it shut. Then here on this side tells how high and low it is. So see? To change the width of an object, you click on it, go to the side of it in like the 3D view and just drag up, maybe. Oh, I just selected the side. Yeah, select up. You can also do it in this one by just okay. Apparently it doesn't want to work for me. Sometimes it'll work, sometimes it doesn't. We have the Radiant Light version, so it is not the full version. So they have lots of errors in it. So we'll move on to View. In View you have Toggle, which will toggle from Camera View, which is in there. The Console View, which is there. And yeah. I think that's more for the windowed stuff, so we'll not cover that. If you want me to cover it, comment it. But yeah, center will snap us to the center so we can see what's in the center. Then up a floor brings you one floor up, and then down a floor is down one floor down. Basically, by one floor, they mean a couple of boxes. It's not an actual floor, unfortunately. This is another thing for, this is the actual menu thing for Control Tab, which allows you to change your axes in your 2D view. So Control Tab does that, and then go in View next. You can also go to a specific one by going Layout, and that. Then you can choose your zoom. So, good thing to turn off is cubic clipping. It's automatically on. Basically what it does is when you go further out, your thing will disappear. This is good for slow computers, but my computer's good, so it can handle it. Alrighty. So, show. These just show stuff. Basically when you're clicking them, and it'll show it in the 2D view. And then filter settings. Another shortcut to this is F. So click it. Here you can hide a specific type of thing. So say you have clips around your maps which block players and zombies. Basically an invisible wall that bullets can go through. You can toggle it off because they kind of get annoying if you have a lot of them. But yeah, you can minimize it or press F to get rid of it. Alright, next thing is hide selected. Alright, so hide selected, you just press H or go view hide selected, but that's a lot of work. To unhide it, you go Control Shift H or show last hidden. Alt H will hide the unselected, and Shift H will undo it. Show everything that's hidden. Alright, here, entities as bouncing box, wireframe, selected, skinned, and skinned in box. This basically affects your entities, which I will talk about later. So we don't have any, and I won't show you. Light preview will allow you to enter a light preview, which will show how your map will look in the light. Unfortunately, you gotta select your light, so we'll show you add a map light. You left click in that and go add light. Where are you? Light. Alright. Now press F8 is the shortcut key, or go view light preview and then enable. From here you can see what it would look like. To bring up the entity viewer, we'll put it in the middle, you press N and it'll show you the properties of it that you can change. So say we want to change the color, we click that, and color is a double click. You can change the color. So say we wanted a cool green because I like emerald green, so it's about like that, and then voila, your pictures now light up. And to leave it, you just press F8. When you select the light, it'll do a circle showing you the radius of the maximum the light can travel, which is another thing that can be changed in the entity viewer. Alrighty, Yeah, cubic clipping I already talked about. Next thing is selection. In selection, most of them you need an object already clicked, and then you go, here's drag. Drag edges will allow you to drag the edges, the sides of it. So say I want this to be like sort of sharp. Voila, it's now sharp. But I do not want it, I want it straight up. The next thing is vertice. Oh yeah, by the way, a shortcut for the last one was E. E's how to switch in between. Vertice, it's V for vertice, will allow you to change corners, which are vertexes. Unfortunately, you cannot have multiple ones on top of each other, or else it'll be like, no. It won't actually allow you to. But yeah, the clone it is the copy that I taught you, which is space, and deselect is escape or selection deselect. We'll select that again in case there's something else we need. Alright, we can now, here at flip, we can flip it on the x-axis. We can flip it on the y-axis and the z-axis, which are different things. You can see by my manipulator handles which one's which. But yeah, I'll undo that so they're the same. And I'll show you rotate. Here you can rotate it by specific one, or you can press R to rotate. And see how much easier it is to rotate with snap to grid on, where if I didn't have snap to grid on, I'll show you what it would look like. Grid, snap to grid, like it doesn't auto snap, and look how hard it is to like try getting it straight. But it's much easier with snap to grid on. Alrighty, let's see what else they have in selection. Scale will allow you to scale it by how many times you want, so we'll go double the size in the X, the Y, and the Z. This just made the object 2 times bigger in every direction. This will not work for models. That's a custom thing that I will show you in a later tutorial. The next thing you can do is Maya export, which will export the object thing that you have. Here it is. And yeah, we're not going to export anything to Maya. Alright, the next thing is CSG, which allows you to hollow it, merge it, subtract, and auto chalk. Auto chalk, I will make it so if you cut it, it'll automatically put a chalk in there instead of the default texture. And the shortcut for that is Shift C. Alrighty. Hollow, I'll show you. Merge, I'll show you. And subtract is never used, so, or at least I don't use it anymore. And it's still not working for me. Alright. So, say you want to make a quick room just for testing. This is not the best way to do it, but this is hollow. This is you just hollow a brick. So we'll make a room about that size because I don't want to make a new one. And then we go hollow. And now it just made the inside hollowed out so a player can be in it. Which, unlike these, where if you go inside it, like that, if you go inside it, it'll be like invisible. I'll unhollow it. Alrighty. What was the other one? Subtract. Or merge. Alright. So if you want to merge several objects together, you go the selection merge, or you can do the shortcut button, which is right there. And it just makes it one object. This only works if they're directly on top of each other or directly attached to each other. You cannot have any odd shapes. Alright, the clipper tool allows you to cut away stuff from your meshes. And these three values will be used after you toggle your clipper on. To toggle your clipper on, you select your object and press X. Nothing happens until you click, which puts 2 dots. After the dots are there, you just you can move them by hovering over it until it's across, and it moves it. And there's the auto clip. Auto chalk or caulk, it's called, but I don't like calling it that. But yeah, it made it caulk on the inside. But yeah, but this allows you. Shift enter will just cut it away, and then Shift enter will break it in 2 pieces. Alrighty, what else is in this? Connect entities will be covered in the next tutorial, and these will be covered later. Select will select anything that's touching it and remove the object that you use. This is great when you want to select like a wall that's been broken a lot. So yeah. Alright. I'll be back. I'm about to eat, and I'll be back with the tutorial. Alright guys, I'm back 5 minutes later, and I forgot to tell you guys that Control Shift left click, is it? Sorry, Control Shift right click, yeah, Control Shift right click is another substitute for X, just to tell you. We'll undo that so we have that. Alrighty, another thing, if the Z ever gets in your way, you shift, middle mouse click, and you can drag it away, or teleport it. But yeah, we'll put it back on that, just for it. Alright, way to snap where your person is hold control, middle mouse click, which is the scroll wheel. I'll always refer to it as middle mouse click since that's the way I've learned it. So yeah, you just hit control and middle mouse. Control and no, sorry. Shift. No, which one is it? Alt. Yeah, Alt. Sorry, Alt and middle mouse click will allow you to drag yourself in a 3D, sort of like in 3D. In a 3D spin, basically. You can't move up and down. So if you want to see like a whole room, voila, that'll help. Alrighty. Let's see, what else were we in? Connect entities will be shown in a new tutorial. And same with ungroup. Make details, structural, weapon clip, and non-colliding. I'll show you now, right, actually. Basically, these determine what the brush will do. Currently, at the moment, they're all physical. People can stand on it and stuff. When you're making a map, it's pretty good to have everything like this, but it is highly unrecommended that you have any pictures as structural or detail. You want either weapon clip or non-colliding, due to the fact that players could go through it. And if they go through it, they won't get stuck and hate your map. Alrighty, so structural and detail are different. Structural, forget what the difference is. I'll put a description in the description of each one. So yeah, sorry about that. I'll tell you what all these are later in a different tutorial as well, since these aren't actually like part of it. Yeah. Alright, and that's another way to enter and leave prefabs, entities, and layers. I should probably, yeah, I'll show you layers right now actually. So, say you have like a billion things in your map. We'll just make 16 of these. Yes, I know my math. So, 4 times 4 is 16. So say you got like a billion things in your map, and you want to hide a few that are like the same. I'll just make a checkerboard pattern. Cool like that. You press L, and it'll bring up the layers menu. From here, you click global and create new layer. Here you can call it whatever you want. I'll call these checker. And hit OK. And now to add the stuff, you click right click, add selected brushes. Alright, now what happened was basically they are all linked to this. So if I want to hide it, which is this black box, they will all hide. If you click the button right next to it, this will hide it from the rendering, which will make it so it will not show up when you compile your map. When you compile your map, it would look like that. Alright, let's unhide both. And to delete it, you just right click and delete layer. Yes, it will not delete the actual objects, which is great. And I got all that right? Yeah, alright. Don't know why that showed up. Alright, so, did we get around to the texture flips? I don't know. Alright, we'll still finish this though. Those are all good. Grid changes your grid, like I said. Textures. Show all will show every texture that you can possibly use. Half of mine are cropped due to the fact that I tried using Black Ops textures in World at War without reconverting them. You can also show what's in use, which I only got 2 textures in use, and then Surface Inspector, which will allow you to change how the image is perceived by Radient. Set it. Alright. Oh, they aren't linking together for once. Alright, but yeah, as you can see, it works. S is the shortcut. Alrighty, let's see what else. You can find and replace a texture, so we'll replace BRLIN Berlin underscore DCLS underscore PAINTINGS underscore port PORTRAIT 4. Sorry, I'm a slow typer at the moment because I'm making sure I make no errors. ATOLL underscore SHIP underscore METAL underscore RUST1. Alright. Then here you can change what replaces. And yeah. And as you can see, all these face creepy guys have disappeared and it looks good. But we want the creepy guys back. Yes, I know they're creepy, but wow. Also another thing about layers that I forgot to mention is you can select all that was in the layer. Select all brushes, but yeah. It's also an easy way. So say you have like a house and you got multiple ones, you want to move the whole house, make it in a separate layer. When you build it, it's much easier to make them in different layers when you build it. It will not affect your map size at all, as far as I know, and I've done this for over a year. But yeah, and yeah. So let's show what else. Rendering method. This allows you to see what you want in your 3D view. Sorry. Wireframe. Where is it? Fulbright, which does not take lighting in consideration, and neither these show any difference as far as I've seen in case texture, which everything is white. Looks weird. Alright, so textures we'll put back to full bright. Alright, another thing that is in textures is the texture filter, which will allow you to filter the textures to nearest, and like that. Never once used that before, and I don't think you will ever. Here you can change your resolution to maximum, and of course it crashes, because Radiant is crap. Crashed in my last tutorial, and now it crashed in this. Alright, well, we're back to a new file. Have these. Yeah, alright. So get that back out and give it a texture. Alright, so what we'll want to do is finish up this. These are all stuff that you can change. Half of them are broken, half of them aren't. I don't know, I don't use half of those. Edit layer, you can choose your light map, which shows how much light will be on that. I'll do a tutorial on that later. You can also do your smoothing, and then yeah. Where are you? Edit, and then we'll do material back. Shift L is how to cycle between them, by the way. And then usage will allow you to choose how it's going to be, what its category it's under. So say you want to use a door, all the door textures will be in your texture window. So see, alright, so textures, usage, all. Usage, all. Alright, the surface type will allow you to see what type of, so say you want a glass type, it'll load, and any glass texture will show up, and nothing else. You can also have both of them working at the same time, so say there is a glass door texture, which there isn't, you could have them both running at the same time. Local, I don't think you will ever need, since those two are basically the best, so we'll move on. Mist colors will allow you to change the theme and then specific colors of it. So we'll change the theme to gray, since that's the closest. Alright, and we'll change that texture back. Alrighty, as you can see, everything changed, including the 2D view. All these can be customized. Mist color, so say we don't want the background. I don't know which background this is. This is texture background. See, I just made it red. But yeah. Another thing you can do is go to a specific position. Be careful, that has crashed on me. I don't know if it'll crash on you. And vehicle group, I may put a tutorial on, maybe not. I'm not quite sure. I'll think about it. But yeah, and then yeah, that's all you need. I don't know what region is, and don't use brush as far as I know. Patches is where everything is at. So these patches, I'll do a whole tutorial on patches, including how to make like curves and how to make your train look good. And physics do not work anymore. They were more for 1.4 maps, or 1.3 maps, I think. But yeah, command list will show you all the controls that allow you. Yeah, I think that is it. I'll show you the stamp when I do prefabs, and complete all select. Here's the select touching, by the way, again. That's a button. Anything that's inside it you can select. here's how you flip the textures. So basically you flip it, and then here's another flip. Yeah. And then here's your light map again. Cycle. So say you want it to be light map purple or something, I don't know. I'll experiment later with it. But yeah. Where are you, light map again? Alrighty, so what are these? Toggle payment movement. This allows you to stop you from well, it doesn't work. Alright, so if you ever aren't able to select a model or anything, check if any of these buttons are selected above, and I'm out. This is M123Q45 from GreenLungs Custom Zombies, and I'm out. If you have any questions on my tutorials, please look down toward the description. I will have my Steam, my Skype, and other ways to contact me in the description. Happy mapping and good luck.